Hello everyone, my name is Ali and welcome to my channel. So we are back with Hakuoki Kyoto wins, and we'll see how this goes because it's been a bit since I've recorded, and yeah, let's just get going. Like I said too, if I forget voices, sorry. Anyway, mid-February 1864. I slid the door open and met a breath of cool morning air. Clumps of thick clouds trundled silently over the city, an unusually strong wind driving them not away. Whoops. It's cold today. I shivered a bit and grabbed a jacket from near the door and wrapped around myself. A week had passed since I'd begun living in the headquarters of the Shinsengumi. I was given a room of my own, but they made it clear that I wasn't to roam freely. They weren't the best accommodations, but given how close I was to being murdered by them, instead, I thought it's best not to complain. Sorry if you hear all the people outside. There's for some reason, there's tons of kids and stuff playing outside right now. Which I apologize. Still, do I really need to dress like this all the time? I sighed, staring at my feet on the cold floor. They'd given me temporary accommodations, but it wasn't without its strict conditions. The Shinsengumi will look after you, but we do not allow women to simply wander our doors. The Shinsengumi keeping a woman here. If such rumors were spread, tongues would begin to wag. Even worse, it may invite guests who are also searching for Kyoto to come here, looking for you. It is still up to speculation, however, whether or not he has been taken or attacked. So many unanswered questions hovering about, all the more reason to keep recklessness at a low. In other words, you need to keep this facade as a man. Do I make myself clear? Clear. His reasoning was sound. Perhaps more than that. I knew he was concerned not only for the Shinsengumi, but also for the safety of my father and myself. I didn't have a choice regardless, but keeping this in mind made his orders more palatable. I don't expect this to be an issue, but having a woman around could disrupt morale, so to speak. For that reason, only we, the Shinsengumi's leadership, will know the truth of your situation. It is imperative for us to keep this under wraps, for there is no telling what becomes of rumors. I understand the situation. So, what should I do while I'm here? Nothing. You're going to get a room, and you're going to stay in it. Really? I could have sworn we decided she was going to be someone's page. Soji, keep your tongue in your mouth or I'll cut the fucking thing off. Before long, I'd been there for a week. I guess I don't have much of a choice. No sense in dwelling on what I can't do after all. Although it was still a new sensation, I'd grown comfortable in dressing like a boy, particularly the feeling of wearing pants. I have to say I like pants too, girl. It's a lot better. I straightened up and touched the kadachi that Hijikata had given back to me. I have to say though, I'm not a fan of jeans. I'm more of a sweatpants type of girl. Sometimes yoga pants too. Just depends. Anyway, this was a familiar friend of mine. The blade by my hip stretching back to as far as I can recall. According to my father, this was an important heirloom passed down through the Yukimura clan. As such, I was forced to take lessons in swordplay, making me well aware of what the blade was capable of. I had never cared much for weapons. Weapons hurt people, which is an obvious factor, but it was more than that, at least for me. For as far back as I could remember, any weapons I suffered healed at an incredible rate. Okay. Small cuts would disappear overnight. Sorry, my mind was like, what? Anyway. As a child, I thought nothing of it. But as I grew older, I began to realize that I was not quite normal. My father insisted it was a gift of the gods, but that I should tell no one of it. That's a little odd. Geez, I wish I healed quickly. That didn't happen with me. I would get bruises and they'd last for freaking weeks because I heal so slowly. I didn't tell anyone, of course. I was afraid they would treat me like a monster if they knew. Ever since then, I'd done my best not to get hurt. I stayed as far away from blades as I could, and before I realized it, I developed a fear of them. I can understand, girl. I'm scared of weapons, guns, and stuff like that. Ugh. I'm petrified of them. My constant need for disguise was frustrating, but my condition left me more unsettling. Still, that wasn't the only thing on my mind. The rank and file soldiers treated me coldly. I'm not just imagining it, right? I wonder if spacebar does anything. Nope. Okay. No, not skip read. Don't want skip read. Turn that off. I don't remember. I don't know how to. Anyway, my brain's just gone. Anyway, I learned having a private room was a privilege, even for captains. For a child to arrive and receive better treatment than their own captains. No surprise, really, for the soldiers to hate me. True. I suppose I can't really blame them. I was enjoying the Shinsengumi's hospitality, and I felt I should help them in some way. But I knew nothing of soldiers and their ways. I gave as much effort as possible, despite Hijikata's commands for me to remain in my room. How does one calm the lonely, restless mind? I think for the soldiers, whenever the captains or other officers would look out for me, it appeared as if they were giving me special treatment. They're just watching me. To make sure I kept my mouth shut, they took turns keeping watch over me. Any mistake on my part would cause huge trouble, so they were making an effort to keep me contained. Even if I could speak with the soldiers, what conversations could we share? Nothing? My only respite for any possibility of detection would be to stay alone. Again. All I wanted from this, though, was to find my father. Even though they'd promised to help me, keeping me locked here without the ability to leave was no better than being tied up. Just when it felt like I'd made some progress into my journey, my search was kept to a halt. Perhaps, I thought, I could talk to Hijikata. If he would give me permission to look for my father. Oh no, that's right. Hijikata was just recently departed to Osaka. Well, if Hijikata's not here, I wasn't sure what to do, so we are going to stay put. To be completely honest, staying in the room was awfully boring. Now, considering your predicament, you need to follow Hijikata's orders, Chizuru. I didn't want to cause a disturbance on top of what I'd done. The consequences would be... What am I doing here? A forlorn malaise wafted over me. I guess that's what the word was. The room was nice, of course, but also practically empty. It wasn't uncomfortable, I suppose, but not comfortable either, and nothing past the time. Here I thought I'd gotten used to doing nothing. My father's business required him to take trips frequently, sometimes for days at a time, and so I'd spent a good deal of time home on my own. This is quite the same, though. Back then, I always knew he'd be back, eventually. Waiting for someone you knew would return, and waiting for what? Didn't quite know what you didn't quite know are two very different things. When will I be able to start looking for father again? I wonder. My reflections all manifest into sighs eventually. Oh. Hello there. Yukimura. I've been looking for you. I didn't think you'd be here. Kondo smiled brilliantly at me as he stepped into the room, holding a tray in his hands. I'm sorry? I wasn't sure what to make of his words, so instead I silently bowed.
Wait a moment. Is this your room?
For now, yes.
Oh no. Then I barged into a woman's room without announcing myself.
Oh, no, it's fine. After all, it isn't as though there's anything here I wouldn't want you to see.
Ugh! We decided you would be Toshi's page, so I assumed your room would be next to his.
Hijikata had, of course, failed to tell Kondo that I had yet to be made a page. I wasn't surprised. It wasn't too hard to see what was going on. I'm not really prepared to entertain, but you're welcome to come in if you'd like.
There's no need to worry. If I may, I'll take you up on your offer. And you needn't feel nervous about me, around me, not about me, while you are here. You're a guest of the Shinsengumi.
Then he placed the tray on the floor between us. This is... As I looked down at the tray, I could barely stifle a sudden squeal of excitement.
You are a fan of sweets, I take it? I found some of these in the cupboard, so I brought them here for you. I feel like I got a hiccup.
Anyway, on the plate he arranged several colorful candies and a cup of warm green tea.
So, what do you think? If you'd like to have some, go ahead. No need to hold back.
Thank you very much. I cautiously reached to take one of the candies. It's delicious. It had been a while since I had any sweets. Something about the smell, colorful candy seemed so adorable, and I couldn't help but smile. Adorable. Oh, not the smell. Something about the small. Derp.
I'm glad you like them.
Kondo possessed a warming presence that made me feel safe as he watched me eat.
Oh, yes. I heard you hadn't been allowed to go outside.
It's true, but it seems better to know my place. Rushing things would only make more trouble. So, just as Hijikata suggested, my god, I plan on waiting it out just a little more.
I see. I'm glad you understand. I know Toshi seemed a little rough on the edges, but I promise you he's truly a caring man.
Hijikata? Caring? I'm gonna say, I could see that. That didn't seem right, but then again, I told myself, Kondo knows him much better than I do.
He may be a little strict with you, but only because he has your best interests at heart.
I guess that was the case. That to be that case. Oh my god, I can't talk. Whatever. If the commander doesn't think it's time for me to leave yet, then I trust him. I'm sure you all know what's out there better than I do. I hadn't spent much time with him, but it was obvious that Hijikata was no fool. He was intimidating, of course, but he was a man of good intentions.
I'll speak with Toshi. You're bored. I know, but I have to ask you to hang on a bit.
All right. Thank you. He hadn't done much, to be honest, but Kondo's visit had cheered me up greatly. Of course, the conditions of staying in my room were left unchanged. However, the creature comforts of spending an afternoon drinking warm tea gave me some life. Time stood still, shadows drifting along my wall. How long am I going to do this? Solitude was proving detrimental, and to any glimmer of hope, my heart felt heavier with each moment. How lonely the wistful, forlorn mind can become. I'd been swept up in a frightening world I didn't understand and couldn't possibly control. I can't possibly figure out what's happening to Father if I'm stuck here. Only Hijikata can give me permission to leave, and he's gone. All I can do was wait. Lamenting things I couldn't change wouldn't improve my situation, and would arguably make it worse. I knew I couldn't trust the men of the Shinsengumi completely. They were, after all, men who could take life in the blink of an eye. It would be just as easy for them to end my life. Well, At least they're all being nice to me for now. They're nice men deep down, right?
Oh my goodness, who would this be? Does anyone ever call you gullible? Okay, so it's this guy.
Ah!
What are you doing here? I couldn't figure out the voice, so I just did this weird random voice.
Oh, you didn't notice me? Well, it's my turn to keep watch. Did you hear everything I said? He heard me. He had definitely heard me. I wanted to scream, but before I could open my mouth, Saito stepped out from behind the door.
I think it's enough fraternizing, Soji.
Wait, were you here the whole time too?
I arrived only moments ago.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm sorry for screaming like that.
Wait, what? I didn't... Whatever.
I just clicked and it was like, quick load.
It's nothing. And at any rate, it's not as if you said anything that would cause trouble for you.
Ah! True. I didn't say anything, bad, but still. Well, I was just embarrassed to be caught. Talking to myself. As Saito watched me fidgeting and mumbling, his eyes pierced right through me.
I came to tell you that dinner is ready, but have I interrupted something?
Oh, no, nothing at all.
I had intended to wait until you and Soji finished your discussion, but I figured if I left the two of you alone, it would be longer before I saw either of you, so I came in.
Saito shrugged shortly before we caught the sound of footsteps approaching us noisily. I like Saito so far. He seems pretty mellow. Heisuke shot through the door. The moment he saw us, however, his face fell. Hey, guys, it's dinner time!
I made his voice sound almost exactly like Okita. Oh well. My apologies, Heisuke. I'll be there presently.
Why does he keep doing that? Yeah, you too, Chizuru. Hurry up or it's gonna be gone before you know it. Sorry, Toto. I'll be there as soon as I can. He turned to leave, but he halted in his tracks. He pursed his small lips together before speaking. Look, you can drop the whole Toto thing. You can call me Heisuke. Everyone else does. Are you sure? Yeah, why not? We're practically the same age. Oh, and we don't need to use honorifics. Well, I'll do that then, Heisuke. Great. Sounds better already. Shall we go? I'm actually going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying and see you in the next one. Bye!